So how did he get to be buried where he is? The reply that came to them was a clever reply. Abu Hanifa is not a simple man. There is knowledge there. He replied by saying in Surah 4, verse 12, the Quran says, if you leave behind a daughter and a wife, 1/8 of your wealth goes towards your wife. So therefore he said, 1/8 of the wealth of Rasulullah went towards his wife, Aisha. But Ja'far Fadak students aren't simple people as well. They replied back by saying, no problem, 1/8 of the wealth goes towards Aisha. He said, yes. We said to him, but there's a problem here. What's the problem? Rasulullah had 9 wives. 1/8 times 1/9 equals 1/72 of that room, which means the first Khalifa's head is the only thing that should be buried there. The rest of the body should be removed. Yeah. That's the minbar. When it comes out in analysis, it comes out in analysis. That's why when Ibn Abi al-Hadid al-Mu'tazili, who had written Sharh Nahj al-Balagha, he has written the tafsir of Nahj al-Balagha, he spoke with his master, with his teacher. Ali ibn Fariqi, when he spoke with him, he said to him, was Fatima right when she demanded the right of Fadak? And the reply that came was what? The reply was yes. So he said to him, then why didn't he give it back? And the reply was, if he had given it back, he would have also had to admit he was wrong over the Khilafah of her husband. There's the point. He would have had to admit, because the 7th Imam, when he met Harun al-Rashid, Harun al-Rashid said, what's all this controversy over Fadak and Fadak and Fadak? If you want it, have it back. Imam said, you'll never be able to give us Fadak. I said to him, why? He said, because you don't know what Fadak is. He said to him, what do you mean? He said, Fadak is the 4 boundaries of the earth. The whole earth belongs to Fatima. That's the point. The whole earth, every part of this earth belongs to Fatima. That's why Hadith al-Qudsi states, لولاك لما خلقت الأفلاك. If it wasn't for you, I would never have created the universe. وَلَوْلَا عَلِي لَمَا خَلَقْتُكَ. And if it wasn't for Ali, I would never have created you, Muhammad. وَلَوْلَا فَاطِمَةَ لَمَا خَلَقْتُكُمَا. And if it wasn't for Fatima, I wouldn't have created both of you. What a position. That's within Hadith al-Kisa. Of all the people you could put at the center of Hadith al-Kisa, hum Fatima. That's it. That's the general cause. Hum Fatima wa abuha wa ba'luha wa banuha. We haven't stopped on the analysis of the first 2 and inheritance. You know why? Because they did not have the knowledge of laws of inheritance. There was the problem. Abu Bakr, once a lady came to him, grandmother. She said, I'm a grandmother. What is my share in inheritance? The problem when you become Khalifa, it's not just about how old you are or how politically gifted you are. You have to have the knowledge. Grandmother came. She said, what's my share in inheritance? This is the same man who's addressing the daughter of Rasulullah. What's my share in inheritance? He said, I've looked in the Quran and I've looked in the Sunnah. There is no share for the grandmother. So the reply that then comes is that he says, he goes to ask Al-Mughira bin Shu'bah. This hadith is narrated in the Muwatta of Imam Malik in chapter 27, translated by Aisha Bewley in English, chapter 27. So he says, I went to Mughira bin Shu'bah. This is where the hadith becomes even more of a joke. Do you know why? Mughira bin Shu'bah teaching you about Islamic law. Allahu Akbar. The king of adultery is teaching us about Islamic law. And so he says to him, yes, within Islamic law it's written that the grandmother inherits what? The grandmother inherits 1/6 from the portion of the deceased. So Abu Bakr said to him, do you have another witness to this? He brought Muhammad ibn Maslam al-Ansari, and Muhammad ibn Maslam said, I am a witness to this. The grandmother, 1/6. So he said, okay, give the decision towards her. how could you come to Fatima al-Zahra and tell her about her inheritance when you yourself don't know the laws of inheritance from the Quran? Within Malik's Muwatta, within the Muwatta, it's written down he didn't know. Not only this, Umar ibn al-Khattab himself, the number of decisions contradict each other in inheritance are unbelievable. Go and read them. Go and read Sunan al-Bayhaqi, or read Kanzul Ummal, or Mustadrak ala Sahihain. 3 books. I'm not going to tell you to go and read anything else. Just these 3. Go and see his verdicts on inheritance. There's one case which is unbelievable, which until today, Abu Hanifa and Malik and Shafi'i and Ahmed bin Hanbal have 4 different opinions on the issue of inheritance because of him. Lady died. She leaves behind a husband, and a mother, and 2 stepbrothers, and 2 full brothers. The lady died, leaves behind a husband, mother, and 2 stepbrothers, and 2 full brothers. They come to ask Umar ibn al-Khattab. In the school of fiqh, this is called the case of the donkey. And you'll understand why in a second. Don't go too far in your theories there. You'll understand why in a second. What happens is, Umar ibn al-Khattab says, this is his theory of inheritance. Go and read Sunan al-Bayhaqi, it's written there. He says, this is how it should be portioned. Half goes towards the husband, okay. 1/6 towards the mother, okay. 1/3 or the quarters, which then are shared out between the 2 stepbrothers, nothing for the 2 full brothers. Nothing for the 2 full brothers. The 2 full brothers come and see and they say, imagine our father's a donkey. This is where the name comes. Imagine our father's a donkey. Forget he exists. Forget that we were born from a father. We're born from our mother. Aren't we allowed to have a share of inheritance on the basis that we're born from our mother? So he then changes his decision. He says to the husband, he gets again half, and the mother of the deceased gets 1/6, and now 1/3 is shared between 4 of you. The school of Ahl al-Bayt differs on this opinion. Why? And even our brothers in Ahl al-Sunnah differ. Abu Hanifa took this opinion, and he has it until today. Abu Hanifa, the Hanafi school, has it until today, that if there are 2 stepbrothers and there are 2 full brothers, you share out the remainder between them. Imam al-Shafi'i differs on the opinion. He says no. He says that's what you have to do, because Abu Hanifa says you only give to the stepbrothers. Imam al-Shafi'i says you have to give to the stepbrothers and the full brothers. In the school of Ahl al-Bayt, if there is already a class which is preceding the next classes, and I know we're going into the terminologies here, but in the terminologies of fiqh, if there is a previous class and the next classes are not there, then you give to the previous classes. What do I mean? Listen to what I mean. What is meant here is that yes, half goes towards the husband, but then the rest goes towards the mother, not the sons. Because the mother precedes the sons in the laws of inheritance. The mother of the deceased precedes the sons. So according to the school of Ahl al-Bayt, half goes towards the husband, and then 1/6 to the mother, and then the other portion also goes towards the mother because she is the nearest kin in the line of inheritance. It shows you that those who took Fadak away from Fatima did not know the laws of inheritance themselves. That's why the Lady of Light, they said to her, bring witnesses. Any lawyers within this hall today, or anyone who studied the American legal system will know a principle. If you've done your bar exams, you'll know it. Possession indicates ownership. What does possession indicates ownership mean? It means if I'm in possession of something, I'm not the one who has to bring witnesses. You're the one who has to bring witnesses. If you believe the property is not mine, I don't have to bring witnesses because I'm in possession. Possession indicates ownership. You are claiming that the property doesn't belong to me. You should bring the witnesses. Yet what does he do? Look at the insulting attitude. He asks the Lady of Light to bring witnesses. She brings Ayman. He says we don't take from Ayman. Why? We don't take witnesses from non-Arabs. And then she brings Asma bint Umays. And he says we don't take from her. Why? She was married to Ja'far ibn Abu Talib. Therefore she's like your sister-in-law, your cousin. And we cannot take from her. She brings Amir al-Mu'mineen. What other witness do you want in Islam? A man gate to the city of knowledge, where he walks is the truth, loving him is faith, hatred of him is hypocrisy. But the one thing I raise is that the first Khalifa performs tabarra. But he says, I don't take him as a witness. Don't take him as a witness, he's your husband. No. بدر، أحد، خيبر، خندق.